Alright, time for an update on Tarna. Tarna, yes. Well, before we get to Tarna, we have to talk about Holly. I got a Holly statue, and I'm using this. It was a really bad molding, which I don't see that it's really bad, but the artist said it was. So I said, alright, I will try to learn how to paint flesh on Holly. So I took what I had, which isn't much. I took some Model Air Orange and some Model Air Light Brown. And I gave Holly a white primer coat and went to town. And I was actually pretty pleased with how she came out. I didn't clean up all the seams on her yet, so this is just a test to learn how to paint skin. Still quite a bit orange, so I don't think this orange is a good place to start straight out of the bottle. I think I'm going to mix it half and half with the skin tone. And oh, I did use one other color. I used white to do the highlights. And what I did was I started with the orange, and I went over all the shadow areas, including accentuating any muscle structure. Then I mixed in the light brown and continued to go over the definition zones and a little bit wider. And then as the orange left the airbrush completely, I just added some more of the light brown, painted her completely over, and completely over again with the light brown, and then I added some white, and then started to do the highlights, and I think it came out pretty good. Didn't even do any oils or anything like that yet, so I think this is a good place to start with skin. So for Tarna, I decided that since I had primed her in gray, that I would give her a coat of white. So that I could have a similar experience with the skin tones. Now, Tarna is a lot smaller than Holly, so I think I'm going to be going a little bit less heavy with the colors for Tarna. I did try a quick pass with the two colors, and it actually came out pretty good the way I saw it. So, yeah, so Tarna is white. Yay. Most of the seams are cleaned up, sanded down, and nice. There's a couple of minor little spots where I think I need to do a little bit more light sanding. But then one more coat of white, and she'll be ready for painting skin tone. While I'm waiting for skin tone on Tarna, I completed the tail piece for the bird. I believe in another set of cartoons it was cartoons, yeah. Some graphic novel stuff. The bird was part of another one, and he was called Knee Deep. I think it was the John DeFool, the Adventures of John DeFool and the Inacolite. It was Knee Deep, almost the same bird. So I really Tarna. I like Tarna because of the bird. It doesn't hurt that she's dressed up nice. But. So here's my sculpture of the tail. I think it came out okay. I've been filling in seams. Quite honestly, this fits together very well, and the seams are exactly where you would expect them to be in large areas where things meet. So I'm working in most of it. I'm able to cover with just Mr. Surfacer 500. That's how good the seams are on this. Underneath here, underneath both of the wings, I didn't grind them down and sand them down perfectly for matching, so I am using some of the Bondo Spot Putty under there. I think maybe 2 runs with Bondo Spot Putty and 1 more run with Mr. Surfacer, and the bird will be ready to reprime. While I was working on that, I figured I would break out some colors and have some fun starting the base. The base also has the bird's claws on it, The claws themselves, the nails are separate pieces, so I glued those in. And then I started having fun painting the rock and the sand structure that the rocks are mounded up on. So I think that's coming out pretty good. I'm having fun with that. So lots of different pieces to this build. So it keeps me busy. I was kind of hoping to start with a movie Enterprise from the old 537 AMT kit. I have all the extras for it. I originally had the 350 and I said, where am I going to put this? So I sold that and I ended up buying up all the little pieces to do up a 537. But quite honestly, until I start getting into painting the bird and Tarna, I really don't think I'm going to have time to be switching back and forth. Especially when I still have to do decals for the Vulcan shuttle, which is all painted up. It's even sealed. It just needs to be washed off and decals put on and a little bit more weathering, and then that's done. But this is just sitting here becoming a shelf queen. Not exact. It was supposed to just be a quick build. That's the way it goes when you get excited about a new kit. So that's the update for today. Let's take a quick look at what the bird looks like. There's the bird. Oh, get Holly out of there. That has nothing to do with the bird. The bird sitting on those rocks. I think the rocks look good. And Tarna's in here drying, waiting for a little bit of cleanup, a little bit of polish work, and then another coat of white, and then I can start painting flesh. Then after painting flesh, I get to mask off all of these things that are on her flesh. Fun! Alright, we're having another go. I have reprimed Holly in white for some more testing. I've primed the spaceship in white, and that's drying right now. And it will need a slight polish because this thing is going to be super smooth. I've reprimed the bird after doing a little bit of sanding, and it's in white. And then I took and taped off the base and started with the dark color for the bird. The dark color is going to be a golden brown, and I'm going to work in some yellowy tan colors on top of that I have yet to buy. Because Tarna, who's almost the same color in the cartoons, has this, I've got the golden brown mixed with a couple of drops of the orange to try and tone down the orange amount. I've done the pre-shading for the skin, following the contours of the muscles and trying to get in all the dark areas. And she is rather bronze at this point, but after I use the light tan and then a flesh over that, which is on order, hasn't come in yet, she should look pretty good. And then hit her with some oil washes, and she'll be drying for a week. Alright, and of course I'm going to use Holly for trials with the oil. So after the tan, she's starting to look a little bit more like flesh. You can see the highlights, or the shading and pre-shading that was done coming through in spots. That will all get toned down even more once we do some highlights and do a flesh tone over this and calm everything down with the medium tones again. But here's the dark tones and the medium tones in. Next for the highlights. Okay, after some highlights, this is where we end up. And it looks pretty good. Obviously the oils are going to make it even better. Right now it's a little washed out, and it should be because she's supposed to be very pale. I'm not happy with her underside still being very orange, so I have to dull down the amount of orange in the shadow areas. But when you put her when you're looking at her in a normal direction, it does actually look pretty good. And the bird is going to have some yellow casting up, so that might work okay with her being kind of orange on the bottom. But here is 3 pass of flesh so far. Not too bad, not too bad.